Hare Krishna, good evening and welcome all of you all for today evening's Bhagavad Gita class. So, discussing the fourth chapter. So, let's start our class with the Mangala Charan. Uh, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Ajnanatimarandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshunvitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Gurum Shri Yukta Patakamulam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitam Sha Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namosute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा. So we're discussing the various types of karma yagyas which Lord was discussing in this fourth chapter, and he has been already we already discussed on that various types like dravya yagya, tapo yagya, swadhyaya yagya, so various yagyas, and he's saying all these yagyas are a form in which you get higher understanding and you become transcendental. So then, with the same line, verse number 31, na ayam loko asti aigyanasa kuto anya kuru satam. What does this verse say? It's very simple. Nayam loko asti. Not only in this verse can one stay without performing actions, activities, or karmas, or yagyas. What to talk about the higher world? O best of the Kuru dynasty, without sacrifice, one can never live happily on this planet or in this life. What to talk about the next? What does this actually, this whole verse is trying to say? Actually, this is a point made to Arjuna. Krishna is telling Arjuna, you don't want to fight the war, right? आपको युद्ध लड़ना नहीं है, आपको आराम से बैठना है. आपको आराम से बैठना है. You don't want to fight the war, but you are still talking about big things. So he's telling, see, you have to fight. Some action तो करना ही पड़ेगा. Without action or without sacrifice, you cannot be happy in any form of in this world or in the next world also. That is the reason why Krishna is telling this. Please, bro, please, can you read the purport?
Whatever form of material existence one is in, one is invariably ignorant of his real situation. In other words, existence in the material world is due to the multiple reactions to our sinful lives. Ignorance is the cause of sinful life, and sinful life is the cause of one's dragging on in material existence. The human form of life is the only loophole by which one may get out of this entanglement. The Vedas, therefore, give us a chance for escape by pointing out the paths of religion, economic comfort, regulated sense gratification, and at last, the means to get out of the miserable condition entirely. The path of religion or the different kinds of sacrifice recommended above automatically solves our economic problems. By performance of yagna, we can have enough food, enough milk, etc. Even if there is a so-called increase of population, when the body is fully supplied, naturally the next stage is to satisfy the senses. The Vedas prescribe, therefore, sacred marriage for regulated sense gratification. Thereby, one is gradually elevated to the platform of release from material bondage. And the highest perfection of liberated life is to associate with the Supreme Lord. Perfection is achieved by performance of yajna, as described above. Now, if a person is not inclined to perform yajna according to the Vedas, how can he expect a happy life, even in this body? And what to speak of another body on another planet? There are different grades of material comforts in different heavenly planets. And in all cases, there is immense happiness for persons engaged in different kinds of yagnas. But the highest kind of happiness that a man can achieve is to be promoted to the spiritual planets by practice of Krishna consciousness. A life of Krishna consciousness is therefore the solution to all the problems of material existence.
Yeah. So you have to understand this verse in line with the earlier verse. Then this verse will be more clear. Earlier verse says 4.30 says all these performers who know the meaning of sacrifice become cleansed of sinful reactions, and having tasted the nectar of the result of sacrifice, they advance towards a supreme eternal atmosphere. That means what? The performer is cleansed of his sinful reactions. So sacrifice basically is meant to cleanse your sinful reactions. And that's why Lord is saying in this two lines, he's saying very nicely, why without sacrifice one cannot live happily in this life also. What to talk about the next? Why he's talking about the next life? Because you in this life also, if you don't do sacrifice, you're going to do more sinful activities, and that is going to lead to sinful reactions, which will affect your next birth also. So better cleanse your activities this life also, as well as in the next life. That is why it is said, एवं बहुविधा यज्ञ विदिता ब्रह्मणो मुखे कर्मजान विद्यतान सर्वान एवं ज्ञात्वा विमुक्षसे. What does this mean? Evam bahuvidha yagya. Now Lord is trying to say is basically this is a summary verse. Okay, he is trying to summarize everything over here. All these different types of sacrifice are approved by the Vedas. Mind you, he is giving this sacrifice, this summary, but the next verse he is going to give the hierarchy of the various Vedas. Huh? द्रव्य यज्ञ तपो यज्ञ कौन सा यज्ञ अच्छा है कौन सा यज्ञ सुपीरियर है. He is not saying this is bad, he is saying this is good, but that is superior, that he will be speaking in the next verse. All these different types of sacrifice are approved by the Vedas, and all of them are born of different type of work. Knowing them as such, you will become liberated. The bottom line of all the sacrifices, cleansing of your sinful reactions, then you will be entitled for liberation. And this is also knowledge. इसके बारे में 4.34 he is going to speak in detail. Prabhu, please read the purport also.
Different types of sacrifice, as discussed above, are mentioned in the Vedas to suit the different types of worker. Because men are so deeply absorbed in the bodily concept, these sacrifices are so arranged that one can work either with the body, with the mind, or with the intelligence. But all of them are recommended for ultimately bringing out liberation from the body. This is confirmed by the Lord herewith from his own mouth.
So basically, all the yagya, process of yagyas is for liberation, ultimate, but this is hierarchy, I mean, the stepwise, how you achieve that is also explained very nicely over here. Next verse, Shreyan Dravya Now he is giving you hierarchy. Mayad yagya, yagyad jnanad yagya pranatapah sarvam karma akhilam partha ज्ञाने परिसम परिसमाप्ते 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 मीन्स एंड, समाप्त हो जाता है बोलते हैं हम लोग, विषय समाप्त हो जाता है, दिस इज परिसमाप्त, समाप्ते मीन्स एंड. ओ chastisers of me, the sacrifice performed in knowledge is better than mere sacrifice of material possessions. What does the line says? श्रेयान द्रव्य, द्रव्य यज्ञ से श्रेय कौन सा है? That is knowledge. Sacrifice performed in knowledge is better than mere sacrifice of material possession. After all, O son of Parth, a sacrifice of work, all sacrifices of work accumulates in transcendental knowledge. So the main purpose is Lord is now dovetailing his whole entire discussion about yagya to one specific point, and that is jnana, yagya pranatapaha. Second line he is saying is ज्ञान तप. What does he want? ज्ञान से आप यज्ञ करो, ना कि सिर्फ द्रव्य यज्ञ. जो अर्जुन पहले बोल रहा था ना, बस राजपाट दे दो यार, छोड़ो, मुझे नहीं करना है, युद्ध नहीं करना है. No, that's not the way in which one does. One does with knowledge. So a sacrifice has to be done with knowledge, and that is what Lord is trying to say over here. Yes, bro, please read the purport.
The purpose of all sacrifices is to arrive at the status of complete knowledge, then to gain release from material miseries, and ultimately to engage in loving transcendental service to the Supreme Lord. Nonetheless, there is a mystery about all these different activities of sacrifice, and one should know this mystery. Sacrifices sometimes take different forms according to the particular faith of the performer. When one's faith reaches the stage of transcendental knowledge, the performer of sacrifices should be considered more advanced than those who simply sacrifice material possessions without such knowledge. For without attainment of knowledge, sacrifices remain on the material platform and bestow no spiritual benefit. Real knowledge culminates in Krishna consciousness, the highest stage of transcendental knowledge. Without the elevation of knowledge, sacrifices are simply material activities. When, however, they are elevated to the level of transcendental knowledge, all such activities enter onto the spiritual platform, depending on differences.
One second. Lord is dovetailing to an important point. Even today, we see many people who have got, so to say, a pious attitude towards life, but they want to live life whimsically as per their terms and pleasures, or as per their terms and conditions. So what do? And they sponsor one day of Bhagavad Saptaha, or might be 7 days of Bhagavad Saptaha. They may sponsor. They may do something of that sort. But that is not the end goal or the purpose which is achieved. They are, the purport clearly says this is only giving away your material possessions without knowledge is not going to give you the end result of this dravya sacrifice also. The reason why it will not going to give you the end result, what is the end result is, with knowledge, when you do an activity, you will achieve it for sure. Blindly or whimsically doing it will not achieve it for sure. So this is what Lord is trying to say. Prabhupada is trying to say in this purport, and this is what this verse also means. Okay, the Shreya, he is saying, which is Shreya, which is better? Yeah, Gyan Yagya is better, or Dravya Yagya is better? So he is saying this Yagya is much better. Gyan Yagya means in knowledge. Knowledge का यज्ञ जो है वो अच्छी बात है. That is why he is trying to say. Yeah.
Depending on differences in consciousness, sacrificial activities are sometimes called karma kand, putative activities, and sometimes jnana kand, knowledge, jnana kand, knowledge in pursuit of truth. It is better when the end is knowledge.
In knowledge, when one does an activity, it is always good. I mean, when we all came to this process, we were doing many activities which we were, which we are doing now also. We are doing that activity, but however, we are doing it without knowledge, without any proper technical guidance. We were just doing that activity. Janvi, please make me the host also so that I can also mute when people just get unmuted. So, the main purpose is knowledge. So, this is what he is culminating this entire section. This was this from this up to verse number 33. 24 to 33 is a full section, full set of words where we understand how the various types of yagya is done. From Brahma Huta, Brahma Havir, Brahma, no, that Brahma, that words which is used. From that to this point is complete one still set of words. Now he is telling you how one gets knowledge. Very important, favorite verse of Prabhupada. And Prabhupada used to repeat this verse n number of times. Tat Vidhi Pranipatena Pariprashnena Sevaya Upadekshite Te Jnanam Jnanina Tasvadarshinaha. This is what we'll be discussing at large this verse. How one can get knowledge, Lord is telling over here. He's telling in detail how one can get knowledge. Gyan kaise mil sakta hai? Because he's saying just now earlier verses said sacrifice in knowledge is better than sacrifice just doing it bluntly. Then in knowledge, how will you get this knowledge? No, next question arises. ठीक है, ये दवाई ले लो. If you go to the doctor, doctor says ये दवाई ले लो. Then the next question to the doctor will be, ये दवाई कहाँ मिलेगी मुझे? क्या आप दोगे? या मेडिकल शॉप में मिलेगा? कहाँ जाके मिलेगा? या डॉक्टर विल से ये स्पेसिफिक उस दुकान में मिलेगा, सब दुकान में नहीं मिलेगा. This where to get the knowledge and how to get the knowledge is also a knowledge, and that is what Lord is trying to say in this verse. And he is saying tat vidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshyanti te jnanam jnanina tattvadarshinaha. What does he say? You will have to go to a spiritual master. A guru has to be there in your life to give you this knowledge. And just going to a guru या guru बना लेना, इससे काम नहीं चलता. How to get this knowledge, उसका तरीका भी भगवान बता रहे हैं इसमें. तद विधि प्रणिपातेन, humbly, in a humble mode, one has to approach a spiritual master. Nowadays, spiritual master is approached in a very challenging mode, whereas actually one has to approach a spiritual master in the humble mode. Before we discuss that, let me read the translation first and then we'll discuss that. Just try to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master. Inquire from him submissively and render service to him. The self-realized soul can impart knowledge unto you because he has seen the truth. He has not said he is liberated. Mind you, why Lord could have said he is liberated. If he has been liberated, he would not be in this material world. He would be sitting in the spiritual world. So he has seen the truth. ज्ञानिना तत्वदर्शिनः, तत्व देख रहे हो. Try to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master. The first thing what Krishna instructs over here, कि knowledge अगर चाहिए, this is where he is trying to enter the picture. Mind you, अभी तक Krishna is talking about jnana. He has not talked about bhakti. We will talk about that later in the Bhagavad Gita. 7th chapter will speak about bhakti. अब उसने क्या बात कर रहे हैं? ज्ञान का बात कर रहे हैं. And ज्ञान का कैसे बोल रहे हैं? Approach a spiritual master. Inquire from him submissively, humbly. Now, humble. What is this word humble? उसको कैसे समझे? How does a spiritual master make his disciple humble? Once, not once, n number of times, Prabhupada has been very rough in giving certain answers to his disciples. And why does he does that? He wants to make you humble. And to make you humble, at times, the spiritual master has to humiliate the disciple. Because our ego factor is so much high that we think we are the knowers. So at times, the spiritual master has to humiliate. It is not to, he doesn't have any personal benefit in humiliating disciple or a student, but he is humiliating him because he wants him to get humble, and when he gets humble only he can get this transcendental knowledge. There's Ravana. He was very angry. He wanted to know the meaning of Om. He was wondering who was going to give him the value or meaning of Om. He asked all this, but nobody could give him. Finally, he saw नारद मुनि बोला अभी क्या इसको क्या चाहिए अभी मेरे को बुला रहा है. तो नारद मुनि went down and he told, please tell me the meaning of Om. So Narad Muni said, no, I cannot tell you the meaning of Om. He said, why? Why you can't tell me? I am Triloknath, रावण हूँ. कैसे आप मुझे आंसर नहीं दे सकते? Please give me. You have to give me answer. He didn't say please. You have to give me answer. He said, no, you may be Triloknath, but I am not bound to give you an answer. Then why? See, it is like Narad Muni said, it is a devotee. If you are a devotee, if you are a student of mine, and I am your spiritual master, then I can give you the knowledge. Immediately Ravan said, ठीक है, done. अभी से तुम मेरा spiritual master, you are my guru, I am your chela. अब बताओ. बोला नहीं, ऐसा नहीं होगा. I have to accept you as a spiritual master. You cannot just declare yourself as my spiritual master. And I am your disciple. टाइम आचार्य से ये जो जबरदस्ती का ज्ञान लेने का जो फंडा है ये रावण ने स्टार्ट किया. उस जमाने से रावण बोलता था, चलो अब बताओ, मैं तुम्हारा भक्त बन गया हूँ, तुम्हारा डिसेबल बन गया हूँ, बताओ मेरे को, गिव मी द नॉलेज. So this is how people generally approach or take a spiritual master just for a specific purpose, and when the purpose is over they leave the spiritual master also. So this is a big type of wrongdoing which generally many people do. A second thing is humbleness is not there, the knowledge will not enter your mind. Other than that, I would like to ask one question. Why does one need a spiritual master? Okay, I would like to ask this question to you all. What is the need of a spiritual master? ठीक है, ज्ञान लेने के लिए चाहिए, तो we can say you don't need a spiritual master, bro. Why should I need? मेरा direct contact भगवान के साथ हो सकता है. I got direct one-to-one relation with God. Why should a spiritual master come in between my life? जरूरत क्या है? मैं डायरेक्टली भगवान से बात कर सकता हूँ. हाँ, yes. Tell me.
Prabhuji, it is necessary because the Guru can only take you in the right path and show you Lord and like.
Yeah, but many people will say, no, I don't need a third person in between me. It is only me and God. मेरे को कोई बीच में कोई तीसरा आदमी नहीं चाहिए.
Prabhuji, can I reply? We need knowledge.
नहीं, let her complete. 1 minute. Let her complete.
Prabhuji, it is not possible like that because we need knowledge to reach Lord, and we need to be a bhakta, and we need a spiritual master. It's compulsory. Like
you know, Acharya say when someone says, why should we need God? I mean, why should we need Guru to get God? It means what? You yourself are proclaiming that you yourself are God. आप अपने आप को, sorry, not God, Guru. आप अपने आप को एक गुरु बता रहे हो, साबित कर रहे हो. That means you are following yourself. No, that means you are following someone. No. Even if you proclaim that there is no need of a guru, means you are proclaiming means what? आप आपका खुद को गुरु बन रहे हो और आप आपका हिसाब से चल रहे हो. Yes, प्रभु, नरोत्तम प्रभु. Yes, speak.
Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhu.
Prabhuji, Guru is a representative of God on earth.
Okay.
So God cannot be everywhere for every person. So Guru is the representative through which we can reach to the God.
Right. That is true. That is one example. I'll tell you one small story. अच्छी कहानी है. Yes, Priya Kumari Singh has raised her hand, so I would like to listen to Priya Kumari Singh first before we go to the story. Yes,
Uh,
Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji.
Prabhuji, it is said that we are not that capable of directly contacting the God, so we have to go through his servant. So Guru is the servant of God, and we are helping Guru in serving. So we are the servant of God.
Very nice. Good. I'll tell you a small story. I will share a small story. Once a big temple was being built. तो बहुत बढ़िया मंदिर बांधा गया था और बहुत धनी व्यक्ति थे, तो उन्होंने अपना काफ़ी सारा धन लगा के उस मंदिर को बांधा। और मंदिर को बांधने के बाद उसके अंदर 25,000 स्वर्ण मुद्राएं छुपा के रख दी। और ऐसा नहीं कि छुपा के रखा था, एक शिला में लिख कर रखा दिया रिटन ऑन अ स्टोन, एंग्रेव्ड ऑन अ स्टोन, दैट on a day of Diwali, on the day of Diwali, 25,000 gold coins have been kept on the gummad, or what do you say that? Gummad बोलते हैं ना, the top of the temple, gummaj, उस पे रख दिए. And it is officially mentioned and the slab was fixed. And purpose क्या था कि भाई ये पहले जमाने में काफी कॉमन था, because even if you see Padmanabh temple where Kerala government broke open those so-called caves or gates and took out all the wealth. The purpose of that was, अगर कभी आपातकालीन स्थिति हुई, in case of an SOS, उस धन का इस्तेमाल करके भगवान का सेवा करने के लिए रखा था, ना कि सरकार को लेने के लिए रखा नहीं था. It was not meant for the money to be taken out and to be taken away, or in the name of giving it to the people. The gold and the wealth was not supposed to be taken out. So that generation passed off. What was written on the day of Diwali, on the afternoon of Diwali, this wealth, this 25,000 gold coins were kept on the gummad, जो भी बोलिए आप उसको, the top of the temple. So दो पीढ़ी निकल गई, they were doing very nice, but after, और दो पीढ़ी निकलने के बाद एक ऐसी पीढ़ी आई जो उसको बहुत तकलीफ हुआ, पैसे का बहुत तकलीफ हुआ. They were finding it very difficult to run the temple also and to run their own show also. तो उन्होंने एक सोचा कि हाँ, अब ये शिला पे लिखा हुआ है कि गुम्बज पे 25,000 gold coins are being kept. So why not we break it open? 25,000 as a gold coins as a big amount. ऊपर से स्वर्ण का कीमत भी मिलेगा, क्यों ना हम उसको तोड़ के निकालते हैं. तो ठीक है, बड़े दिल से लोगों ने किया, मतलब गांव वाले सब चिल्लाएंगे, सब समाज में अपनी बुराई होगी, ठीक है कोई बात नहीं, निकालते हैं. So they went up, they broke the ceiling and the gummaj, but they didn't get any money in that. मतलब शायद किसी खंबे वंबे में रहेगा. तोड़ते तोड़ते पूरा मंदिर तोड़ दिया, बट कुछ मिला नहीं. So they were all upset. मतलब यहाँ पे लिखा हुआ है और कुछ नहीं है, क्यों लगे लोग तो झूठ तो लिखेंगे नहीं, और एंग्रेव करके रखा हुआ है. तो जब वो लोग दुखी बैठे थे, पूरा मंदिर टूट गया और पूरा गांव में एकदम शोशा हो रहा था, मतलब चिल्लम चिल्ली हो रही थी. इतने में they called sorry, one of एक महात्मा साधु वहां से गुरु गुजर रहे थे. तो उनका पीढ़ी दर पीढ़ी इस घराने के साथ उनका संबंध था, उनके गुरु के भी संबंध थे. तो उन्होंने बोला, अरे क्या किया तुमने, मंदिर क्यों तोड़ दिया? नहीं, हमको पैसे की जरूरत थी, इसके लिए हमने गुम्बज तोड़ा. पहले गुम्बज में कुछ मिला नहीं, फिर हमने पिलर्स भी तोड़ दिए, उसमें भी कुछ मिला नहीं. तो कहाँ पे पता नहीं, ये लिखा हुआ है. हाँ लिखा है, 100% सही है, बराबर है. बोला आप कैसे कैसे निकाले? बहुत आसान है, एक काम करो, वापस मंदिर बांधो, जैसे था वैसे मंदिर को वापस बांधो. बोला क्या महाराज, हमारा मजाक उड़ा रहे हो? यहाँ अभी खाने के लाले हैं, अभी मंदिर कहाँ से बांधेंगे? तो साधु महाराज तो बड़े पावरफुल कॉन्टेक्ट्स रहता है, तो उन्होंने अपने कुछ भक्तों को बोला, रिक्वेस्ट किया, प्लीज मंदिर वापस बांधिए. तो कुछ 6-8 महीने में मंदिर वापस उसी तरह, जिस तरह से तोड़ा था उसी तरह वापस बांध दिया उन लोगों ने। उसी तरह का गुम्बज, उसी हाइट पे गुम्बज सब बांध दिया। साधु महाराज बोला, हाँ हाँ है, पैसा तो है, मुझे मालूम है, धन तो है इसमें। बोला, कहाँ है महाराज, दिखाइए। हाँ दिखाता हूँ, शांति रखो। जब मंदिर पूरा बंद के रेडी हो गया तो उन्होंने बोला, देखो दिवाली के दिन तुमको पैसा मिलेगा। दिवाली के दिन? हाँ दिवाली के दिन पैसा मिलेगा, जाओ। तो दिवाली को अभी 3-4 महीने हैं। ठीक है, अभी 2-3-4 महीना तो क्या हो गया, मैं बाहर बगीचे में रहता हूँ, आराम से खा पी के आराम से रहता हूँ। तो बगीचे में रहने लगे महाराज। तो जस्ट 2 दिन, दिवाली का 2 दिन पहले रिमाइंडर दिया महाराज ने, देखो भाई कल परसों दिवाली है, सब लोग आ जाना, और ठीक दिवाली के दिन दोपहर को 12 बजे आपको मिलेगा धन। ठीक है, ये लोग सुबह दिवाली का दिन सुबह लोग सब फावड़ा वड़ा लेके आ गए। बोला कहाँ से धन मिलेगा, देखते हैं कौन सा गुम्बज वापस तोड़ते हैं, हमने बांधा है गुम्बज में कहाँ से पैसा मिलेगा। बोला देखो भाई, लिखा है ना उधर शिला पे, क्या लिखा है, आपके पूर्वजों ने क्या लिखा है, वहां पे 25,000 सोने की मुद्राएं रखी हुई है, तो मिलेगी। तो दिवाली के दिन आ गए लोग, 11 बजे आ गए, 10:30-11 बजे। बोला बोलिए महाराज कहाँ पे है धन, कहाँ पे है? बोले ठीक रुको, 12 बजे बोला ना, मैं 12 बजे दूंगा, बोला तो 12 बजे दूंगा। ठीक है, इनका भी एकदम ब्लड प्रेशर हाई हो रहा था। जैसे 12 बजे ठीक साधु बाबा बाहर आए, ऊपर से ध्यान दिया कि गुम्बज का शैडो, जो परछाई, वो कहाँ गिर रही वो देखा उन्होंने, और वहां जाके उन्होंने उस स्पॉट को मार्क किया। बोला यहाँ खोदो। दिवाली का दिन ठीक दोपहर को 12 बजे उन्होंने उस जगह को खोदा, और वहां पे 25,000 सोना मुद्राएं निकली बाहर। तो बोला ये क्या लिखा है, शिला पे क्या लिखा है, मतलब पत्थर पे क्या लिखा है, और है कहाँ पे? बोला क्या हो गया, क्या गड़बड़ है? लिखा तो है दिवाली के दिन दोपहर को 12 बजे गुम्बज में 25,000 स्वर्ण मुद्राएं रखी, पर गुम्बज तो ऊपर है, आपने तो यहाँ जमीन में खुदवाया और यहां से मिला पैसा। बोला डरो मत, शास्त्र भी ऐसे ही है, शास्त्र भी ऐसे ही है, ज्ञान ऐसे ही है, गुरु है तभी आपको निकाल पे दे पाएगा, नहीं तो नहीं दे पाएगा। Even the Shastra is like that. The knowledge is there, but we cannot get the knowledge unless and until one teacher teaches you how to take that knowledge. This is what makes Shastric Gyan different to material knowledge. Spiritual knowledge is different, and that's why if Jaisa knowledge is different, the teacher has also got to be different. And for that, you need to just be a parrot. For material knowledge, you just got to be a good parrot and a little bit of illogical thinking, not logical, illogical thinking. Simple. Once, this Gaurang Prabhu says this story. Once a student came to the teacher. Teacher, please make me a student of yours, disciple of yours. So why should I make you my disciple? You know, this is a tragedy. Huh?